Exterior, Carroll Gardens, Brooklyn, day. Walking up Court Street, Brenda Fishbein, 30, wears a dark dress, dark glasses, and a short, spiky haircut. At her side, Emily Burke, 30s, wears a brighter dress, but a troubled look.
I know you're still in love with me. But face it, it's over. Sorry. You know I suck at the whole goodbye thing. That's the part of dating I hate. That and the hello part. I stink at that too.
Ignoring her, Brenda enters a flower shop. Emily waits outside. Lighting a cigarette, she continues to talk.
I'm hoping maybe, after today, you'll get all this out of your system and you'll just let me go. That'd be good. For both of us. I mean, I got things I want to do. People I want to see, you know?
Brenda exits the shop with a single long-stemmed red rose.
Aw. See? How sweet is that? It's so unnecessary. And inappropriate.
Exterior, another street in Brooklyn, day. Carrying the rose, Brenda moves down a street lined with brownstones. Emily follows one step behind, still talking.
You know, you try to make people think you're a tough, smart ass, but you're really a mush pie. If I knew you were this sentimental, I never would have gotten this involved with you.
Brenda opens the gate, walks up to a building, and rings the bell. Emily stops and watches her.
That's not true. I wouldn't have missed a minute of what we had. It was fun and surprising and...
Daniel Lee, 30, but not his usual fabulous self, opens the door. Seeing Brenda, he bursts into tears and hugs her. Brenda lamely pats his back. Emily cringes at the scene.
Whoa. Not sure I'm ready for this.
Interior, Daniel's apartment, day. Having pulled himself together, Daniel leads Brenda in. The rest of his guests are dressed in similar somber attire.
I'm so glad you came. I didn't see you at the service.
I was in the back, behind the nuns. Frankly, I wasn't sure I should go.
Don't be dramatic. It's not your style, and it causes wrinkles.
Just then, Stevie Franks, 30, ever sneering, slides in.
You brought a flower? What do you think this is, a date?
Get away, Stevie, now.
Stevie stalks off. Brenda takes off her coat.
He always makes me feel so welcome.
Ignore that bitch. The rest of the lipstick crew are here. Go say hi.
Daniel moves off with her coat. Brenda walks into the living room, doing her best to avoid Stevie's hostile gaze. She goes to a table covered with lit candles. They surround a picture of Emily. She has dark, Scottish good looks and wears a Mona Lisa smirk. Looking at the picture, Brenda smiles. Out of nowhere, Emily appears beside her.
Ugh, I hate that picture.
She hated that picture.
Brenda can't see or hear Emily because, well, she's a ghost. That's why she's been ignoring her. But Brenda wants to connect. She touches the photo on the table. Just then, Daniel's doorbell rings. Begin flashback. Interior, Daniel's apartment, 3 years ago, day. Daniel whips open the door. He's much more jovial, as befits the mood of a noisy party raging inside. Brenda, wearing an overcoat and longer hair, enters holding a bottle of bourbon.
Finally, you're holding up the Manhattans. I thought you were bringing Brad.
Nope, we're kaput.
Good. I never liked him.
So you told me, again and again.
She takes off her overcoat and looks around.
Gimme. Not that. The bourbon. Throw your coat in the tub and give me a hand.
Brenda pushes her way to the bathroom and tosses her coat. She moves to the living room and sees a tall, striking woman, Emily. A guy is talking her ear off. As he blathers on, Emily meets Brenda's eye and gives her a lingering look. Brenda goes to the kitchen where Daniel pours the bourbon into a cocktail shaker.
Start poking cherries.
Brenda pokes skewers into cherries as she glances at Emily.
Who's that?
Who's who? Oh, the Glamazon. That's Emily Burke. She just started proofreading with us.
She keeps looking at me. Is she gay?
Not sure. Maybe. Lots of guys ask her out, but she always says no. Anyway, stay away from her. She's Stevie's friend. He'll rip your tits off if you go near her.
Brenda puts the skewers in the glasses. She looks up and sees Emily still peeking at her as the guy chatters on.
Who's that with her? Edgar?
Oh, God, yes. He's a horror. If he didn't have bad breath, he'd have no personality at all.
Daniel pours the mix into the glasses.
You suppose she'd like a Manhattan?
Look at you, getting all flirty.
I'm not flirting. I'm trying to save the poor girl before Edgar's breath melts her face. What's her name again?
Emily.
Brenda picks up 2 drinks and moves into the living room. Daniel watches her while sipping on one of his creations. Edgar, 27, is pressing a point as Brenda moves in.
I just can't see why an intelligent woman like you would ever.
Emmy! Great seeing you! Excuse us, Edgar.
Before he can say a word, Brenda spirits her away.
Thank you, whoever you are.
Brenda, Fishbine, of the Coney Island Fishbines. Cheers. Daniel says you're working with the lipstick crew on the night shift.
Yeah. Why do they call it the lipstick crew?
It's because of the shape of the building. It looks like a giant lipstick. I proofed there a while. Don't the late hours kill you?
No, I really like them.
Ha! You must be part vampire.
Yes, but only a small part.
They share a smile as they both sip their drinks.
What was Edgar going on about?
Smoking. He's against it.
And you're for it?
No, I think it's horrible. But I can't quit. I've tried everything short of taping my mouth shut.
Don't do that. It's a good mouth. Perfect for sipping a Manhattan.
Stevie spots Brenda and plants himself next to her.
Brenda, I see you've met Emily. Where's your better half?
We broke up 2 weeks ago. Now I'm the better half.
Oh, too bad. You and Brad were a cute couple. It's good you've moved on, but then you're good at that.
Speaking of moving on, you should try it sometime. Like right now.
Just don't start any trouble.
Stevie moves off. Brenda sighs and turns to Emily.
We have history. I got drunk one night and slept with Stevie's boyfriend. And then they broke up and Stevie blames me. He says I have a toxic vagina that destroys anything it touches. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Smoking. As in, I need a cigarette. Badly.
Exterior, street in Brooklyn, 3 years ago, day. Brenda stands with Emily in front of Daniel's building. Holding both drinks, she shivers in the frigid air. Emily smokes a cigarette and doesn't appear at all cold.
Shit, the last time I was this cold, paramedics were involved. You're not freezing?
I'm Canadian. This is like spring for me. Go in. I'll be fine.
Ugh, I'll suffer. It's worth it to avoid Stevie. So, what do you do?
What do you mean?
All I know is you're a tall Canadian vampire, and Daniel says you don't date. Why is that?
I just don't like to get serious.
I hear you. And I agree. I hate serious. Fortunately, everything I do is frivolous.
Even your job?
Especially that. I write speeches for Jack Masters. Ever hear of him?
Sure, the motivational guy. He doesn't write his own speeches?
Nobody can be that motivational all the time, so I punch up his stuff. It's ridiculous, but it pays well. I also do spoken word, or I used to, when I had time.
I write too. Songs. I came here hoping to be a singer/songwriter, but so far I'm just a singer/terrified.
What are you afraid of?
The audience. I have horrible stage fright. Doesn't it scare you?
Never. I'll teach you a trick. Just look out and imagine everybody naked. Well, not everybody, just the cute people. I can help you with that. I know some spots where you could go on stage and try stuff out.
Emily looks at Brenda between drags and almost weakens.
No, I shouldn't.
Why not? You want to sing, don't you? Come on, we'll have fun.
I really can't.
You're against fun? You just said you don't like serious.
Yeah, but thanks anyway.
So that's a no?
Yes, that's a no. Sorry.
I don't like no. No is so final. You should try maybe.
Is this you being motivational?
No, I'm being insistent. I'm also intrigued and delighted and freezing. So can we try maybe?
Okay. Maybe.
Brenda smiles back at her. End flashback.